All right, hello everyone, and thank you for watching. So, I want to talk about the new moon in Sagittarius. I just did the reading video, and I wanted to talk more about Sagittarius and tarot and so on, just like finding connections with the tree of life and so on. Okay, so Sagittarius is represented by the Temperance card, and its ruling planet Jupiter is associated with the Wheel card. And the reason why Jupiter, let's start with Jupiter. Jupiter is all about expansion, overcoming things. In yoga, it's associated with the pointer finger when you do a mudra. So it's all about overcoming your situation or expanding or growing, becoming bigger than what you are right now. Okay? So Jupiter is known as the planet of expansion. Okay, so you want to materialize what you're visualizing. Okay, you want to make it become solid. All right, it's a planet of growth. All right, I'm jumping. I don't want to jump too much all over the place. So Jupiter has that wheel, the Wheel of Fortune card, which is associated with luck, destiny, change, good luck, like I said, karma, life cycle, a turning point in your life. So when you pull that card, you're looking for that, right? And we're coming up on the new moon. And the new moon is taking place on the 26th of November. And it is going to happen after Mercury goes direct, which is great. Mercury goes direct on November 20th, 2019, Pacific Standard Time at 7:05, I believe. Yeah, trying to remember everything is not happening, so I'm looking at my notes. Okay. All right, so Sagittarius, the fire sign, has its new moon. So new moon, you want to manifest things. You want to make things happen, right? And Sagittarius is the, I don't know where this fly came from. Sagittarius is the perfect sign to do this in, right? Because Sagittarius birthday is traditionally November 23rd to December 20th. And every year, the cycles change. So sometimes it's the 20th, it's just 21st. You just have to look on the calendar for that year. Okay? So Sagittarius is the ninth house, and they're all about exploring. The explorer, when you think of the centaur, half man, half horse. Okay, so you want to expand your horizon. They always want to learn, they aspire to learn, right? So it's all higher education, philosophy, publishing, anything to do with travel, religion, law. Okay, so it's always good for them to be very balanced, and not try to go one extreme to the other. That's very important. Okay, but they're always searching for knowledge. They always want to grow and expand because Jupiter is their ruling planet. So they're a fire sign. Fire signs usually go well with air signs. Their opposite sign is Gemini. Okay, just throwing out a little information. Okay, so in the new moon video, I talked about having a philosophy or like a saying, a quote that really uplifts you. And I mentioned a journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step by Confucius. That one popped up. The first one that popped up was life is a classroom. Only those who are willing to be lifelong learners will move to the head of the class. Okay, I'm trying to read my scribble because I was writing it really fast. Okay, so I'm sure you've all heard that Zing quote. Life is a classroom. Only those who are willing to be lifelong learners will move to the head of the class. I like that. So on the new moon, you try to, building up to the new moon, think of that, because right now we're in waning moon, which is all about getting rid of things, banishing things, clearing out. It's a great time to even donate, get organized, clear things out, get rid of, right? So it's like getting rid of things that don't need anymore. Okay, anything negative, cleansing. So leading up to the new moon, the moon is dark. The moon is black. You can't see it in the sky. And then after that, it goes into waxing where you start to see the moon again, right? So it's like this new moon in Sagittarius. It's all about being optimistic, being thinking about your mind. Okay, I don't want to lose my place because I want to keep on track and don't forget anything. Okay, so you want to have that positive mind, and Sagittarius is thinking about the higher self, and the fire sign really benefits with air because it makes things bigger when you think of the actual element. Okay, and they want to expand, they want to grow, they have faith, they're very optimistic. And when you see it saying that Sagittarius is exalted in Cancer, what that means is that the planet that rules Sagittarius, Jupiter, is happy when it is in the sign of Cancer, because Cancer is ruled by the moon. So the lord of the planet, Jupiter, is happy with the goddess of the moon, Selene, Luna. Okay, is happy with the moon. So they vibe well, even though it's water. They vibe well. That Cancer and Sagittarius. Okay, they do vibe well. So it's an auspicious placement for Jupiter, Sagittarius in Cancer. Okay, it's well placed. The planets are very happy. Okay, so this is something else. So on that new moon, you want to even think about relaxing, meditating, finding balance between your 3-layer body, which is your electric, magnetic, and your etheric body. So you want to find that balance between the physical, spiritual, the physical energy and spiritual body. You want to find that balance in your meditation. Okay, so you want to think about Sagittarius. It's like they can visualize something, but then they want to make it come into the physical world. So they're manifesting that. Okay, so it's like it's the abstract, which is like the thought. Okay, it is an idea before it becomes physical or before it becomes a concrete existence. So that is the abstract, right? The idea. And then now you want to make it concrete. So that you want to make that concrete idea, you want it to become an existing thing. So how can you do that? That's why in meditation you do a Jupiter meditation on the new moon. You would do that meditation. Okay, so sometimes it will line up with the correct day of the week. Let me find it. And sometimes it won't. Okay, so I just gotta go on the calendar to see it. Okay, so sometimes it will line up perfectly. I think I wrote it on another paper. So sometimes it will line up with the correct day of the week. I think if it's on Tuesday, then it's supposed to be Wednesday would be the perfect day of the week. But even if it doesn't have the perfect day of the week, it's perfectly fine. You work with what you have, okay, as far as planet and days. But for this new moon, you want to, and I'm bringing it up so that I can let me click on November again so I can bring up the chart, November 26th. So you can find your chart while we're talking here. It's on a Tuesday, okay? So it's on a Tuesday, and you want to, the days aren't going to line up, so let's not worry about that. So you want to, if there's something that you want to manifest, you want to make it from just an idea, then it's like, okay, the new moon is a great time to start that, okay? So if you're working on a specific idea. Now, if you want to just work on your spiritual body, it's your physical body, your energy body, and your spirit body, okay? So you want to find balance between that. You can work on your chakras, balancing your chakras by spending at least 3 minutes on each chakra. So you have to look in your time zone, because for my time zone, it is 7:05 a.m. Pacific Standard Time is the high peak of it. So you want to start, if you can give yourself an hour, you can start 30 minutes before the high peak, so that way you're in that meditation, or you're in that writing down your ideas, planning, while you're within the high peak. I mentioned the video, you can work out, you can do an exercise, and then by the peak of it, your body's already pumped up and strong for that meditation, and then that helps you to manifest even better for that new moon. Okay, I'm gonna say it right. Hased, Chesed. This doesn't sound as it's written, but this sphere of mercy on the tree of life. So Sagittarius is associated with the number 4, okay, and the 4th level 4, okay, and also with pages in tarot. So the 4s are all about growth and stability, okay, on the tree of life, and it deals with the 4 dimensions of space. So the 4 dimensions of space, the length, width, height, and time, okay, and then the pages. So just think about that, the 4, okay, 4, and you think of 4, structure, stability, right? Even if you have a table, there's 4 legs, so you have that structure. So Jupiter wants you to have that structure to rise, okay, kind of like a Saturn, where it has structure, but not like a Saturn with the restriction. Jupiter is just expanding. It doesn't want to be held back. It's like Jupiter's like, I'm going, I don't want restrictions like Saturn, right? So, and that can be good and bad, right? Okay. So now the pages, when you see the pages, Sagittarius can respond to the pages because you think about messages, right? And it likes to travel, so it has that energy of knowledge, of education, of messages. But it also is like a child, an unmarried woman, a young person, any gender, both gender, okay, a person up to the age of like 22. So it's very young. It's very it's not worried about conforming to anything. The page can also symbolizes feeling young because of something that's happening in your life. So Sagittarius like to be happy. They like to be free. Okay, they like to seek things. They like to question things, finding the answer, gaining information, asking. Okay. Sometimes it can represent someone that that's older. That's where the wisdom part comes in, of the education or the higher learning. So they can become the sage in the future, but they have to maintain that daily practice to really live it and be it. Sagittarius also corresponds with the wands, because one is the element of fire. So you have the number 4, you have the wands for fire, and you have the pages, all the pages, okay, because they're all about message, right? And they serve a purpose. Boom, because now we're going to get into temperance, and temperance has to do with purpose, okay? All right, and it covers both masculine and feminine. So even if the angel looks masculine, it's also feminine as well. Okay, so the temperance card represents learning to bring about balance. Okay, and finding balance in everything. You can see it. It's like one leg is on earth, one is in water, and then it has wings for air. Okay. All right. And the sun is rising for fire, and the glow of the head. On the head, it has the symbol of the sun. It's like a circle and a dot. This is the Rider Waite. So there's a lot of symbolism in it. The triangle for air, I believe. Yeah. Okay. So it has all of those. Moderation. Your thoughts should always, and everything you do, in moderation, and especially when you're ruled by Jupiter, you want that moderation, not too much of something, right? Having patience, staying in the middle of the road, not going from one side to the other, especially when it covers law or religion or anything really, all of it, higher education, philosophy, travel, right? It's a mutable sign, so it is adaptable, flexible, but it's also has sympathy, which is good, because then you can actually see both sides of something. That's where that law comes in, that religion, if you will, that balance, that education, that philosophy. Okay. And Virgo, Pisces, and Gemini are also mutable signs. They're easy to change up. Okay. And Gemini, again, is Sagittarius, opposite sign on the wheel. They're the opposite of each other. So on a new moon, full moon in Gemini or Sagittarius, they both can benefit. So when that moon happens, you look at everything that's going on as far as the day of the week, the time, what planetary hour is it. You can figure out what you want to do with that. Okay. And that's one thing I didn't look at. So it's happening in the daytime where I am. So, damn it. I was like, oh no. Okay. Okay, so it's the daytime, planetary hour, right? For the daytime. Okay, so let me keep going while I'm doing two things at once. Okay. So Jupiter, okay, is the wheel of fortune. The wheel of fortune, like I was saying before, deals with, and we're in the new moon. So you can look at what the wheel of fortune represent and even work with all the meanings of the wheel of fortune, or work with all the meanings of the temperance. So we're going to look at the wheel of fortune next. But what I want to find is planetary hours meaning. Okay, good. Because I saved it before. This one is night. I want to find the day. Hopefully this one is correct, okay? So it's happening on a Tuesday, right? So it's a Jupiter hour. Well, I'll be darned. Okay. So if the daytime hour is Tuesday and I'm going all the way down, it says Jupiter. So hopefully that's correct. Okay, so it's happening on Tuesday in the Jupiter hour of 7 o'clock a.m., 7 a.m. So that's also a pretty cool thing. So I'm going to write that down, 7 a.m. Jupiter hour. Okay, so you can think about what all the associated words that goes along with it. So now let's look at the Wheel of Fortune. So the Wheel of Fortune, I want to see if I'm doing, this is the Temperance card. Okay, Jupiter reverse. Okay, so yeah, it is the Wheel of Fortune card. Duh. Okay, so the Wheel of Fortune card, let's review this. Luck, destiny, change, good luck, karma, life change. Do you need a life change? Something you can work on the new moon, a turning point. Now with the card reverse, okay, so we're coming out of Mercury retrograde. So this got me thinking, if the card is reverse, right, and you're just coming out of waning moon, right, then breaking cycles, bad luck, it represents bad luck. You could even look at it as breaking bad luck if you feel that way. You just think you have good luck, it's your mind. You just think you have, that magician, mind over matter. Resistance to change. So are you resisting to do something that will make things better for you? So that's something that you can work on the new moon. Okay, so also the Wheel of Fortune represents formative power. So when you think of Jupiter, it's getting from, like I said before, the abstract, the thought, an idea, and making it concrete idea into reality. So Jupiter is going to help you manifest that. Okay, so the formative power, taking form, making it something into that power, make it reality. Okay, so you think about the wheel, and the wheel has a lot of stuff going on in it, so I'm not going to get into everything because it's not going to help. So the wheel, okay, and the wheel also has an unpronounceable name of God. Okay, 4 Hebrew letters. Okay, 4 winged creatures. The 4 winged creatures is Aquarius, Scorpio, Leo, and Taurus. Okay, So none of these are, they're not the same mutable signs, because the mutable ones was Sagittarius, Virgo, Pisces, and Gemini. So the four fixed, these are all fixed signs. So mutable and fixed. Fixed means that you really set to what you're doing. These are fixed signs. Okay. So Aquarius is the angel. Scorpio is the eagle. Leo is the lion. Taurus is the bull. And so these are the fixed signs. So whatever that means to you, could be a long video, but I'm just hitting some points. Now you have the Sphinx at the very top. Okay, the Sphinx at the very top of the wheel represents knowledge and strength, and that's what also associated with Sagittarius, because they're always seeking higher education. A lot of them will have a degree, or they'll be very skilled in something. Okay. Yes. Okay. So that's pretty much what I wanted to mention about these two cards. So you want to think about your growth and your stability. You want to think about how you can expand under this new moon. So it's a way of you either writing down what your goals are, writing down pros and cons. I've always been saying this for the last 5 years, on this channel, writing down your pros and cons on like a decision making, or if you want to manifest something. It's about giving yourself that stability to do so. Okay, it's about having an optimistic mind, and you can even bring in, like I said before, the Magician card. So it's really being optimistic and believing that you can overcome your situation, kind of like the Ganesh. It's like really overcoming your situation. It's really finding that balance. Okay, so whether you are resonating with the Temperance or the Wheel of Fortune, and as a focus point too, you can have these two cards laying down. Okay, these two cards. I like to work with threes, so I would have Temperance, the Wheel of Fortune, and then whatever is your moon. Pick your moon or your north node. No, sorry, your moon or your rising sign. What card is associated with your moon sign or your rising sign? And it would be pretty cool if one of those was Sagittarius, Sagittarius. You could have Sagittarius, a double, but it could be a Virgo, a Pisces, a Gemini. It could be an Aquarius, a Taurus, a Leo, a Scorpio. That would be pretty cool if that's your moon sign or your rising sign. And it could also, if you don't vibe with those, if you vibe with your north node, then fine. But whatever is in your chart that you feel you're connected to, not like you aspire to be, but you really feel connected to that zodiac placement in your chart, then that could be your middle card. Okay, that could be your middle card. Okay, so I just pick Hermit, and I think Hermit is Virgo. So say your moon is Virgo. I just open it up to an actual major arcana. That is so funny. Okay, so say that your moon is in Virgo, or your because the moon, after your sun, your moon is powerful. So say that your moon is Virgo, or your rising sign is Virgo, or then your north node is Virgo. Then that would be your middle placement. Okay. And that's pretty cool that came out. Okay, so I just opened it up, cut it in half to a major arcana. So so with this new moon coming up in Sagittarius, think about how can you be optimistic? What can you do to make your life better? Because that's what it is. It should be, when we do the astrology and the tarot, it's a way of just getting an insight, but then ultimately you have to really use your discernment and say what is the best choice. But this is like a fun way of really looking at things and seeing how it matches up. And I like it because it's looking at just different meanings and options, and if it correlates, great, and moving forward to there. And if it matches up with with your best choice. I feel like you have to choose something already or know what the best answer is, but this is another way of just kind of empowering that solution, if you will. So, all right, so that's what it is. That's what it is. New moon in Sagittarius, fire sign, Jupiter expanding self. Okay, I'm going to make another video talking about positive mind, a meditation for a positive mind. Okay, because that's the vibe that we're on. Okay, so since it happened at 7 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, it's good to start, 6:30 a.m. or, half an hour before is always good. All right, guys, this video is long enough. I hope this was a good video. If you really like this video, click like. I can make more like this for each new moon and full moon. Yeah, I feel this is this is very informative. I think I did mention that the 9th house is Sagittarius. Yeah. And 9, when you think in numerology, is endings and beginnings. So that's pretty cool. There was something else I was looking at, but it's about like if you divide the chart into 4, and then within each is 2. So it's like certain signs are at the beginning of the season and certain signs are at the end of that particular season. So that was something else I was going to add to this, but I might save it for a different video because I thought that was really cool, really interesting. And I'll see how I can fit that into a video. All right, guys, thanks. See you next time. Click like. Peace.